Hey, what's up you guys? This is Rob from the Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Quick Draw, our kitties got wood when we take a look at new Loka's Sancti Tigris. Now, as most of you know, shotguns aren't really my style. It's kinda like furries. Some people love it, some people think it's weird, and me personally, while I understand its merits, it just doesn't really register to me as a thing. Regardless, with the bountiful upgrades bestowed by new Loka, I figured it was about time we revisited our little tiger. Now, you can pick up the Sancti Tigris for 125,000 standing once you reach rank 5 with new Loka. Just keep in mind that this will require mastery rank 12 to use. As for you wallet warriors, this is tradable, so keep your eyes out for it in trade chat. Now, the Sancti Tigris' primary damage type is slashing, which is amazing against fleshy targets, but does suffer against armored units. It works amazingly once you've got a 4 stack of corrosive projection. However, as always, be sure to equip the appropriate elemental combo in order to deal the optimal amount of damage. Okay, so let's start off with the basics. For those of you who have never used the original Tigris, it features a duplex auto trigger, which will fire off its first shot with the initial click of your mouse, and will fire a second shot when you release that click. Now, you can hold the trigger in order to re-aim for a second target. Just keep in mind that casting abilities, parkour, getting knocked on your ass, and other actions can cancel that shot. Now, if you're using the Tigris with its default magazine size, you can totally manually reload it much like the Vectis, cutting down your time in between shots. Now, as for new Loka's upgrades, it's had a 20% increase to its base damage, going from 1050 all the way up to 1260. Now, this is quite staggering as base damage affects everything else stacked up on it. Its pelt count has also increased from 4 to 6, meaning that it's a lot less punishing when one of them misses. In addition, it's had a 5% boost to its critical chance, as well as a very welcome reduced reload speed. It's also got 3 bonus polarities, a V, D, and dash slot, making this even easier to overkill. Now, as with all Syndicate weapons, it also inherits the faction signature effect. In this case, new Loka offers the perfect complement to a slash-based shoddy. Its corrosive AoE is perfectly tailored to melt through armor, diminishing its effectiveness against slash-based damage, and allowing you to follow up with a very nice finishing blow. In addition, the HP buff and health restore will help recoup some of the damage taken from getting up close and personal. Now, speaking of getting personal, can we talk? Okay, so one of my biggest issues with the Sancti Tigris is actually the fanboying community that surrounds it. All you ever hear from them is, "Oh my god, it deals so much damage!" Which just makes me think that the Sancti Tigris is a penis extension for them. They just want to flop that thing around and say, "Oh, look how big it is!" But, as a self-proclaimed size queen, I can tell you for a fact that about 2/3 of men with big dicks have absolutely no clue how to use them. I mean, do they know how to make the most of the duplex auto, or do they just fire off both shots willy-nilly? Do they know how to manually reload? Because, frankly, if they have that much damage available to them, they had better be able to use every single inch of it. Or, you know, they could just go back to the Boltor Prime penis attachment, because even a blindfolded orangutan could make that thing work. Now that I've unloaded just a tad bit of shade, let's get back to the quick draw. So all in all, the Sancti Tigris is definitely growing on me. It helps that I've transitioned from manually reloading the Vectis onto this. The upgrade itself is pretty fucking substantial, and the bonus polarities are a complete godsend. I also love the synergy between the damage type and the elemental proc. Just run into a group of enemies and toss a clip at one of the heavies, causing their AoE to trigger, clearing out any of the wimpier minions, allowing you to focus your attention on any remaining targets that have now had their armor melted off with a guaranteed corrosive proc. Because, let's face it, if you're packing a clip this big, you don't want to waste it on just any old trash. So thank you all for watching another episode of The Quick Draw. If you haven't already caught it, be sure to catch my overview of all of the Syndicate weapons released in Update 17.3, as well as my most recent dress to kill on how not to blind people with the neon trend. Now, don't forget to do all the things that I ask you to do at the end of every one of these, and as always, stay tuned for more on furries and penis compensation here at A Gay Guy Plays. Yes, I am fully aware that I said Tigris in the last video and now I'm saying Tigris. Really what it all boils down to is what feels good in my mouth at the time, okay?